that time again.
Do you remember the old war, Operator? Ordis seems to have misplaced those memories.
I was muted. I was muted. But here we are. We're unmuted now, and you guys can hear me. So skip ahead. Actually, no. This is where it starts. This is where we're starting, and it's going to be a good time. I wanted to get your opinion on some things. Tell me what you think about the movie. If you've watched it, if you haven't watched it, obviously this is going to have a lot of spoilers. So let me just let me know what you think about the movie. My personal opinion is that it was just a chill movie. There was there wasn't anything too special about it. It's not gonna be a movie that's gonna stand the test of time and be there for all eternity like we have Avatar: The Last Airbender, Wolf of Wall Street. I don't think it's gonna win any awards, to be honest. It's just a very normal movie, and even the horror aspect of it, it wasn't that scary. But the cinematography, the writing about it was quite good, and I'm gonna go into detail a little bit more about those type of things as we go here. Let me just chuck this on here, and then we'll start.
Shadow up.
Yeah. I know you guys like watching some of this stuff. I can't see a little bit of the screen because of Put this to solo. So skip ahead until you see me actually battling some people, and then we'll go. Yes, like a 10-20 seconds-ish. It'll be pretty chill. Okay, so the movie starts off with our boy Sammy.
Keep the enemy busy while a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for supplies.
The movie starts off with our boy Sammy. He's just chilling in the plantation area type of thing. Okay, he's driven a car. He's entering into the church to sing the song. And
they're trying to choke you out.
He's all scratched up. He's all injured. Everything like that. And
life support.
It's not looking too good for our boy Sam. I'm obviously wondering what's happened to him. What's going to be happening? Where is this going to take us to? One of the things I wanted to point out is that this movie actually started off with the whole story was very started off with the trailer. So one of the quotes of the movie was, if you dance with the devil, we're going to take the devil home, or something like that. One goes in this. And I was thinking, like, okay, so there's going to be some sort of horror aspect, there's going to be some villains, there's going to be some bad guys, and it's going to be like summoning some evils because of what they're doing, because of their actions. Summoning some evil because of their actions. That was my first impression. I was fully disappointed as you guys will see. So we do a little bit of a flashback, and then to the previous day. Okay, I actually watched this thing in French, so I'm not too sure about what the subtitles meant for some of those things. So I'm just going to be guessing some of the things. So we go to the previous day, and it's just, it was on the plantation, everything like that. We go to see the smoker stack.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area.
And then you get to see actually buying a mill. You get to understand some of those things. And I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit here. So we eventually cross to smoker stack. They're meeting a cousin. They're going to go into the city to actually get some supplies for the Jeep that we're about to have. Very important that they actually brought the place from a clansman. They bought the place from a clansman. And it was just like, it's not going to be the clan isn't going to bother you, but obviously you can't be trusting these white supremacists. You simply cannot be trusting these white supremacists. It's not something that's they're going to be doing. So I personally wouldn't trust the white supremacists. I don't know about you. Somewhere down below what you would do if you would do that, but it's not something that you should be practicing.
Life support on the way.
It's not something you should be practicing. But they trust him anyway, but they said that if they're going to see this skinny man that's coming through, they're going to off him. And that's a very fair point, because we're living in the Jinko era, and then everything that happens, you need to make sure that everyone's safe. And that's another very important part, because when they buy the land, they say, what's all this blood here, and everything like that, which is something they're going to come to.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
The smokestack brothers, they're quite smokestack, however you want to say it. They're quite notorious, and not like the best way. It's like, if you hear them, we don't really know what they've done before. We do know that they have some sort of military background, and they used to be in that type of area, but it's not something that's we don't exactly know what made them famous and notorious. Because when they go to town, even the little girl that the guy talks to, he says, hey, you know about the Smokestack Brothers? And that's me. And then she's like, all surprised and everything like that. And then that's when, and at that point, people try to jack his car. Fortunately, whichever way you want to see it, the people were actually his friend, and he had to make sure that he teach him a lesson. Everything I've said so far, it hasn't been too great because this is just experience of the movie. It's like just moving forward, and I'm like, the writing was alright, the audio was fine, but because of the Jim Crow era, like what we actually saw about the segregation, about the discrimination that was happening, and about the music and the blues when they finally get to town and talk to the blues guy. That was kind of, in my opinion, what made the first part of the movie actually kind of good. But it wasn't too epic or anything like that. It was just normal. You know? So then that's when we then arrive to what then starts off.
Our operative is making
the whole
progress.
meme culture and
This
everything
will help
about
our cause.
this movie.
Extraction is available if you need it.
You see that a man is running up, is running towards.
Life support activated.
Excuse me, he's running towards a house. He's screaming to help, and he's obviously being chased by someone. We don't know what, we don't know how, we don't know anything like that. So then he goes asking for permission to come in. I've been seeing the memes. So I knew that this guy was probably like a bad guy or something, but I didn't know how or what, where. I was like, I knew there was going to be some vampires, but I didn't know exactly what. I asked for permission to come in, they eventually let him in, having sympathy on him and everything that's happening. They shouldn't be letting him. Because at that point, he then quickly dispatches
Additional life support has arrived.
the husband and the wife. And it was pretty traumatizing for the movie, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty traumatizing for the movie. And one thing that's always been puzzling me, and I need to watch it again, but I'm probably not, is where would England in all this type of stuff? Like, what do they actually say? And, let's skip this part, because I'm gonna check out the Indian stuff, actually, right now.
Critical life support levels. Extraction is your best option.
Don't mind me talking about like the
Life support has been replenished.
The lady that I think it was a Smoke had another real affair. There's an area, so Stack had a thing with her. But then you ask the other lady who's like the witch lady. That's also pretty important because she kind of saves lives.
Life support has been replenished. Another life support capsule is now available.
Behold the Tenno, come to scavenge and desecrate this sacred realm. My brothers, did I not tell of this day? Did I not prophesize this moment?
No momentum. I know I should have prepared, had some notes, but I'm just doing the same off memory. I need to know exactly what the Indian said, so I can give you guys the best opportunity to understand what's happening.
Now I feel they cut me down, but still I speak. I am energy, and I cannot be destroyed.
See you. This one's also in French. So unfortunately, and I'm not going to translate it. I mean,
The longer you fight,
they
the
probably
more
had
successful we will be.
other vampires to go through. Now, this is where it's the climax. What I'm going to call is the climax. Is that after the guys turn the other people into vampires, but obviously our main character is Sammy, my guy Sammy. With the staff, they didn't even know that, you know. So then they continued running the juke, just as normal. And then while they're doing the juke, they realize they're not really getting that much money from what they usually get. And then they're just like, okay, maybe we can actually get some money from these dancers who just come through. It looks a little bit weird, but they're right, they probably have some gold. They probably have some gold that you can actually use. They said Mary, because she's mixed, she's white. And then they thought, okay, maybe you could do something. So she goes outside and they're singing and she's like, oh, they're lovely people, they got some gold, but boom! Turns out that not really actually. Turns out that is not the case. Turns out that everything they thought it was just a lie. It's just a lie. Those guys were actually not what they seemed like what they were. We knew that from the beginning, but we didn't fully know that they were like we didn't fully know all their abilities, because literally when she tried to turn around, the guy just flew.
Another job well executed.
And then it's pretty obvious that she got caught. And from this point in time, I can't really blame a lot of people for what they specifically did for letting her come back in, because they don't know what they're dealing with. I can't blame people for letting her back in. You don't know what they're dealing with. But she finds a way to mess up my man. But here's fine. She finds a way to mess up my man Stack. And honestly, I was not happy. She messes him up, and then they're just like, okay, the witch lady, she knows the AC machine to move the body, but she did not explain. That was something that annoyed me. She did not explain that we need to move the body.
Keep the enemy busy while a fellow Tenno
She didn't
operative raids
explain.
the ship for
The
supplies.
brother's like, nah, he ain't going
Ready?
nowhere. He ain't going
Trigger the
nowhere.
alarm.
The lack of explanation was annoying. But the thing is that I also low-key can't blame her. Why? Because she didn't fully know that they were vampires. She just knew that, okay, it's a good idea to move the body. Once they discover that they're vampires, then people need to be let in.
They have just shut down all systems.
Cornbread.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Cornbread needs to be let in. They try to bite that guy's hand off. You know? And they try to bite the guy's hand off. I'll tell you, because this is no ordinary thing. But at that point on, this is what they should have done. They really should have. Honestly, just bonk it down. Not walking, cut their losses there. not really that.
You can't run from your past. The blood is on your hands.
Give me a second, I do this.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
You shall not leave this place.
Sorry about that.
I've delivered a life support
This
capsule to the
is
area.
boss.
Activating it will buy you more time.
Yeah. Anyway, the phone bread, they should just stay inside the house without letting other people pay. Like, they get under them emotionally. They really should just have done that. You know? Pretty funny that scene when they're all eating the garlic. I knew our drunken guy is gonna be fine. And then Sammy, because he liked that preacher girl, I was mad. I was singing the. He was just like, oh, don't make it do that. And everyone was just like, obviously she has to eat the garlic. Obviously. And speaking
Life
of,
support
you know what
on the
Sammy
way.
did to that girl? I guess. You know what I mean? That scene with both of them, and she was just like, I haven't even myself, and she continues. Sad. It was not good. Love support. But that's a topic for another day.
Additional life support has arrived.
What we can do instead is that we should stay there. I'm worried about the guys who are going outside, doing their song, doing the Irish dances, doing whatever. That's, things like that. And yeah, and I don't want to blame them for something like that outside the house, because they did not know that he didn't die. And then he was just like, what they really should have shown in that scene wasn't him getting killed, it was him running inside. So then we can see that he's a vampire. Obviously, he knows not a vampire, but like, to see someone who's actually able to like run inside, that would have been a much better portrayal of what they do, and then the person not able to get them. But obviously, I didn't write it, so I'm not going to be strong, That would have been a much better performance. You have points. In every movie, there's going to be weak points. But this one, some serious weak points here, honestly, with that Asian lady. Shout out to my Mandarin to speak with people. Shout out to China. She was not a representative of China in that time as of the strength and power of our Chinese there.
Life support activated.
Because even though husband guy got turned into one of those people, you shouldn't have won it in the first place. After seeing all that happen, you just all remember to get the car. In the same moment,
our operative is making progress.
Outside.
This will help
dangerous.
our cause.
Yeah,
when you are ready, go to
I like to
extraction.
make these guys make logical decisions. You decide not to make all the decisions. You have to just go outside there and do what you need to do, and then just done. Not good. 100% not cool. But what was even worse was how the Asian lady, she was just like, okay, I'm gonna let them in because I don't want them to get my daughter or something like that. And instead of that, we just die, and maybe we can fight all of them at the same time. It just did not make any sense. This is not making any sense. So logically, you know, sometimes maybe you should sacrifice your daughter. You know, I said it. But most likely, that wasn't going to do something that time because, like old Delta guy said, they didn't look like they're going anywhere else. They looked like they were trying to get the people inside of it from the bomb. Yeah, it's very sad. Literally when they basically turned the whole everyone into very sad. What else we got? One of the good scenes before I reach the ending. One of the good scenes that we also had in the movie was how when Sammy was playing his music, it best space and time.
Life support has
like
been
that poem
replenished.
from the beginning. I thought that poem in the beginning was going to actually have more bearing on the story, but it really didn't. It just really did not at all. It just didn't make zero sense. Like they're really going to have actually figure out that it's like an actual ability and they're going to learn that actually impact something. And we know that Cyber can play music very well, but that did not really impact the story at all, other than the fact that Sammy was divided by his cousin. Yeah. Yeah, that's just something neither here nor there. So, we get to the final battle. The lady has left them in, and so I said that she's coming, jeopardizing everybody with living one through the fire starts, because she wanted to do a Molotov cocktail, and the fire that she started, she got very ironic, very, let me check, is this a Ryan Coogler movie? Ryan Coogler, oh. Ryan Coogler, you know do well this time, right? You know do well. You know do this movie. But I see the appeal. I see what people, enjoy the movie. It's well written. It was nice, even though it has a lot of plot holes inside of it, of logical inconsistencies, which I've been pointing out all through. It was still an enjoyable watch, and one of those ones you can put them back on and just enjoy it.
Life support activated.
Okay, so now we can get into the plot. So each lady's dead, and they're just coming in and killing a lot of people. Then you got to get the holy water extravagant thing. Honestly, they really should skip over run, honestly. No one should have really survived at all because they had that many people.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Yeah, no one really should have survived because they had a lot of vampires. And vampires are stronger than humans. So that part of was giving a chance. The fact that even Stack and Smoke were fighting, one of them was a vampire, and one of them was a vampire, it just did not make any sense at all. People were just not using their brains.
Another life support capsule is now available.
I think why people wanted us to suspend a lot of our disbelief this movie and just allow it to flow. Yeah, just to enjoy the movie point of view. I think that's what Ryan Coogler's intention was. I am unsure about his message, but we'll get to the message. What strikes me as well is that somehow they spoke to Stack they promised to each other not to for Stack not to bother Sammy and let him live a long, healthy life. And I'm thinking, since when did these vampires make views? Since when did they make views? Like, I don't understand. It's just not coming through. What else? And then Sammy does live a good life, you know. He's still traumatized by everything else. He lives a good long life after he comes back from the church. His dad says, "That's my son," walking with him in the bugs in. But still got a scar on his face.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
And even the vampires with the Lord's Prayer, that was kind of wild, you know, people say that things affect you yourself. The vampire saying that that's quite a turn. Quite a turn. Sammy enjoyed his life. Became rich and famous, by bodyguards, all that type of stuff. It was a good time. And Stack and Smoke, Stack and Mary,
life support has
together
been
forever,
replenished.
doing whatever we do, and I'm able to see this. Like my friend Olive Bar, very similar to me. So it is what it is. I think that's the message behind the movie. I'm not even sure what Ryan Coogler wanted us to really take away from this movie. Not a lot of things about them. Just not kind of good because it didn't really make a big consistent sense in and of itself. Obviously, getting to the old timey wimey vampires about like people having to have permission to come into places. And
another life support capsule is now available.
Stake. Silver and wood at stake to be able to be defeated. But for like the stuff about the discrepancy in strength,
Look at them.
or
They come to this place when they know they are not
making promises, I don't know how consistent that is with true vampire lore. So what is the message behind this?
Did I not tell of this day? Did I not prophesize this moment?
I'm like Black Panther. I don't know if Ryan Coogler was a big Creed. I know Michael B. Jordan was in Creed. But I'm like, I think Ryan Coogler was a big Black Panther. I like Black Panther, which is also good. It's very consistent.
Now I will stop that.
Sinners
Now
is, I don't think it has a true message. I don't think it has a true message.
Behold, they cut me down, but still I speak. I am
I understand it's a true message of that. Racism bad. Careful with vampires.
Additional life support has
What
arrived.
else? What else must be
The longer you fight, the
There's
more
the deeper
successful you will
messages
be.
of like of what they the subtext what they said about like white people just enjoying the music and not liking black people. I'm like, oh cool, I understand that. Which just speaks to racism as well, racism bad. But other than that, there's no like there's maybe some lessons you can learn from Sammy and his father.
The Life support
Sammy should
activated.
listen to his father. I even forgot to mention how Smoke died at the end after shooting it, killing all the fans. That was good. That was a good scene. And when I was really tripping out, seeing the other side of the life, like, this boy is dead. This boy is dead.
Life support has been replenished.
If you guys have any lessons that you learned from the thing, any morals to the story, any morals to the story, just let me know. Don't throw that down in the bottom. Yeah, I'm missing it. Yeah. Be careful of the vampires when they're strangers into your house. Yeah, because who knows, these vampires could be here. I need to do a lesson about this. Give me a second. I'll think of so with another time, just skip ahead.
Life support activated.
Lessons. I even mentioned the smokestack over the I think I mentioned the military, but I didn't mention the trying to start a business to just make some cover that a little bit, but they kind of screwed over the Irish mob, Russian mob? Some mobs stole their stuff, and then the mobs were fighting each other before realizing it's actually smoke-tastic twins.
Look what our Tenno operative just found. They could not do this without you.
Yeah, it's backsmiths twins. That's the thing. They realized it wasn't the smoke. Before they realized it was the smokestack. The smokestack certainly that screwed them over before they start. They would have been dead anyway. So, fire doesn't pay. But it's end of the day. It's not about, it's not really bad. It's not really about finding this because an enjoyable film is just an enjoyable film. And this film was just enjoyable from the start. It was good, it was nice, didn't have any complex things in reality.
Life
Think about
support has
too
been
hard.
replenished.
It was just an enjoyable film, made for the masses. People liked it. Glad they're doing it. So, just like my last video, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 stars. Pretty sure. Yeah,
Life support activated.
that's a swing. Any other things I missed, comment it down below. Yeah. It's definitely, but I'll leave it for another stream. That's it.
Another
Excellent.
job well executed.